goodness, it is Thanksgiving week. Woo! And now I just want to remind you, about a month ago, I was saying, oh, it is a fast and slippery slope into the holidays all the way from here until January 2nd. It goes by in a whoosh. Well, today I have a beauty tip for you that is more of a Thanksgiving Day prep tip for you. So this Tuesday tip is brought to you by Muah. And before I get into that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me. And if this is your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Okay, my Tuesday tip on this Thanksgiving week is, drumroll, oh my gosh, that's the phone. And pardon that interruption. Okay, the Tuesday tip for the Thanksgiving week is to manage your expectations. I know, easier said than done. But if the number one thing you did this holiday season, going into Thanksgiving, going into Hanukkah, going into Christmas, if you celebrate Kwanzaa, the key to everything going on this holiday is manage your expectations, whether it's mental or emotional. And why? Why would you manage your expectation? Because we are fed, have been fed for decades. Think Mad Men advertising strategies. We have been fed for decades. Have the perfect family holiday. Have a white Christmas. Have lots of presents under the tree. Have a massive turkey for Thanksgiving. Whoa. I was vegetarian for decades. Vegan. And I like turkey when I didn't eat meat, but for me on my Thanksgiving, I didn't eat meat and I would just enjoy the sides. But it could make others uncomfortable because you're not eating like the big prize. And it was just about managing expectations that someone else might be disappointed that I didn't eat the meat, but I really enjoyed the sides and the pie. Manage your expectations. So, a couple things. We're going to talk about perfection, loneliness, and stress and anxiety of family and friends. I have a few notes here so I don't bunny trail. First off, perfection. Everything we see in Instagram and YouTube and blogs, I'm a beauty blogger, and Facebook, everything you see, period, around you at this time is about the perfect hair, the perfect makeup, brows on fleek, the perfect red lip for holidays. And it's just so geared towards perfection. But here's the thing. I personally think there's a lot of beauty in the mess. There's a lot of fun in the experience. And I don't think it has to be perfect. And the more pressure you put on yourself to look perfect, to be perfect, to have the most perfect holiday sleigh ride with snow and hot cocoa and an elegant cashmere sweater, oh my gosh. You're miserable before you even start. Think about how that affects the people around you when you have such a high expectation. Manage your expectations. That's not to say that you don't have a song in your heart and joy and that you are really looking forward to a great celebration with family. Perhaps, now this is the mind shift, boop, perhaps you can focus on the joy of being together, the joy of going to an event, the joy of find something. Just put your own word in there. Find something. That way you manage the expectation so you don't get let down. And what has happened from, I think, Mad Men until now is the bar keeps getting raised and raised and raised until the only way a person can manage the expectation of these ultimate holidays is if you have a full production, lighting, sound crew, hair, makeup, and sponsors. Well, that only happens in media. The average family just at home, mom and dad, maybe not mom and dad, maybe it's mom and the grandparents or dad and uncles and aunts, whatever your family situation is, let's just start with managing the expectation of, I'm just glad to get together. So perfection, as you manage the expectation of perfection and just letting go the need to be perfect. That is a total bunny trail about the Barbie image. But we'll just keep it right here with managing expectations for holidays, because Thanksgiving is 48 hours away. Perfection leads to family stress and anxiety. I can imagine that right now there's somebody watching this or reading this that knows that, you know, you have that one family member who always shows up, picks a fight, gets too drunk, steals while they're at the house. There's just so much that goes on in the dynamic of relationships of a family. Before you get upset, have an action plan for the event. Know that you're arriving on time to respect the host who's having the dinner, the house, the place you're going to have a meal for Thanksgiving together. So be on time. That's courtesy to yourself and to others. So as we're working on managing our expectations of how to deal with family stress, we're going to be on time because it honors you and it honors them. Really, 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 when it comes to alcohol, that's like fuel to the fire. So one drink to toast with. Why not? Because you get plenty of wine at home. That's what I tell myself. Anyhow, just a toast. Limit the alcohol. Okay? Limit it, because it allows you to make clear head, heart decisions when someone there triggers you, or an old memory, or is there something that you're teased about and you just already know, you're going to go to Thanksgiving, you're going to be all around the family, there's that thing you did 20 years ago and somebody's going to bring it up and it's going to trigger you. Deep breath, manage your expectations. I'm telling you, manage expectations. Be on time. Don't drink too much. Have an exit strategy. Don't wait to get there and play it by ear and see how it goes. Nope. Already have it known in your mind that if the get-together is stressful and hard for you, that you have a graceful way to tell your host, whether it's your mama, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever is hosting that event, that before things get out of control and crazy, that you have an exit plan. Usually, it's like a birthday party. You can't really leave until they cut the cake. So when it comes to Thanksgiving, you can't really leave, like a good etiquette, until there's dessert. So that's when you have a small slice, quick bite, and tell the people around you that you love them. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for having me. I have to fill in the blank. And that is a loving and respectful way for yourself to honor yourself as well as those around you. Side note, I totally believe you never show up empty-handed. It doesn't mean you're buying a bottle of wine, you're buying a big bouquet. It could just be framing a photo from back in the day and bringing it to the host, or, you know, bringing her a nice sachet of her favorite tea because after this event, she's going to need some chamomile. So, managing your expectations. Don't plan on perfection. Plan on fun with the family and fun for yourself. When it comes to managing family anxiety and stress, have a game plan for you. Don't be at the whim of everybody else. Know that you're going to be on time, you're going to be respectful, and you're going to have an exit strategy. And finally, so when we talk about Mad Men advertising all the way to today and everything is just built, and you see all these loving romantic couple photos, movies, and you're single, there needs to be a way to manage loneliness. I think loneliness happens year-round, but I know that in the holiday season, it is amplified because you are surrounded even more by that thumping is my dog scratching. To manage your loneliness, it gets so amped up around the holidays and it's just spoon-fed by a shovel through movies and media and shows. Here's the deal. Deep breath. There's always going to be someone around you that you can show love, honor, and respect to as a single person, whether you are a widow or widower, or just a single young woman or guy, or even if you are in a marriage and desperately lonely because things aren't going so hot in that marriage. Deep breath. Look around you. I know there's the obvious, there's the homeless shelter, there's the soup kitchen, there's also your neighbor, there's ways to reach out on social media, and you know, it's really fun. I just know that when the fires were happening and you're just seeing the Twitter stream just flowing with people crying out because they're hurting. Why not take 10 minutes and answer those hurting tweets with a kind word, with a short prayer, with an encouraging word for them, even though it's strangers and you'll never meet this person. I love to answer back those tweets and just let them know that I'm praying for them, and I write a little prayer and send a big hug and tweet it off. Okay, that is one way to do it online. The other way is you need to get out there, and maybe you make it a point to combat loneliness, that wherever you go, you are going to challenge yourself to reach out to 3 people in that immediate area, whether it's the supermarket, the movie line, or your restaurant, your shopping center, your grocery store, and you make an eye connection and say, Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a wonderful celebration. Just reach out. The best way to combat loneliness is to be the active party. And that also could be making a pit stop by your local veterans shelter, your homeless shelter, swing by the old animal shelter, because those animals, nothing warms a heart like dog or cat. So you could go by the shelter and ask if you could read to the animals. And I'm telling you, that voice to that animal, it's a comfort, especially when they're in that loud, cold, dark place. That's my dog right there chasing her tail. Beatrix, do you want to be on camera? No, she doesn't. She's waiting for us to go to town. Okay, those are 3 things. Manage your expectations around perfection, family, stress, and anxiety. You've got to have a plan, and it starts with being on time, not drinking too much, and having an exit strategy. And then the last thing is loneliness. And so as we finish on that, because I just saw the timer, this got long. It's really dear to my heart to encourage others. So I didn't mean for this to get long, but I know that right now there's a lot of lonely people out there, and it hurts, and loneliness has physical attributes, like a physical heaviness and sadness, and you know, Eeyore, that's real. And I don't want to negate it or make it small, but I encourage you, if you're having an Eeyore day and you're looking towards Thanksgiving feeling like Eeyore, like hello, it's only me, then I encourage you to start with one connection. Make one connection. Hello, happy Thanksgiving, enjoy your turkey, and just be the one to reach out first. Okay, I know this got long. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Cheryl Lynn. This is Makeup University, and remember,